Hello again, everybody. Dwayne Chopper there, DRFX Forex and Trading. Taking a look at the pound US dollar, here we see that the breakout from this pennant setup has been taking place bearish, and today we actually see that the market created this stronger bearish signal, bearish candle that indicates that we're definitely continuing lower in favor of the US dollar. So given the size of this consolidation setup that we're seeing that has been formed, this breakout is actually gonna is like to take us all the way down to the support area here at the 145.65.8 area. So this is a very large consolidation breakout now taking place, and the larger the consolidation, the larger the breakout. So right now we're basically in the early stages of this breakout, even though we're actually several hundred pips, a few hundred pips from the support boundary. It is still early days in terms of where we expect the market to head towards, given the size of this consolidation. Now, all of this is taking place within the context of a much larger consolidation setup. Here we see that the market has actually been in a very large consolidation formation ever since the in the aftermath of the financial crisis of 2008. Since then, the market created these waves of uptrends and downtrends to create the bounces of resistance and support that we now see here. More recently, we can see that the market uh, initially attempted to break out short with this movement here. However, the bulls had other ideas and took us back to the support boundary and a little higher and moved sideways to create this smaller consolidation setup that we now see here. So basically what we're seeing is that the market has now tested this support boundary and is now beginning to U-turn to resume the breakout from this larger consolidation. So that is the context within which we're seeing this consolidation being broken. Now, in terms of being able to take advantage of what is expected to be a very lucrative breakout, let's go on the 4-hour chart. Here we see that the breakout that has started has now created this downtrend line that we see here. However, one of the problems with this breakout is that we have very weak candles and very weak areas to place our stop losses. So the question is, how do we actually take advantage of what is expected to be a very significant move? Trend lines often provide good stop loss areas for us to place our trades. But one of the problems with trend lines, especially in this scenario, is the fact that it's taking place with these weak candles. Now, weak candles, generally speaking, based on price action theory and candlestick patterns, these often lead to sharp reversals that basically come out of nowhere. We can have a very smooth trend that looks as if it's gonna continue for several hundred pips with these types of candles, but then all of a sudden the market will reverse and take out those candles and lead to losses. So this is one of the risks that we see, that we often face when it comes to trading these candles. And as you can see here, you often have spikes either in the direction of the trend or against the trend. So if somebody had a stop loss at this area here, they would have been taken out if they're trading on a lower time frame. So that is a problem with these candles, generally speaking, when it comes to trading consolidation breakouts. So the dilemma now facing us is, how do we take advantage of this? Do we assume that this trend line is going to hold and that we simply just have to place our stop loss above it and assume that the market is going to protect us as we take advantage of this movement? Or, given the characteristic and the nature of these candles and the fact that they're notorious for leading to sharp pullbacks, do we wait until we see a pullback and a setup like this to trade the breakout from that setup and take advantage of the continuing movement? Now, with respect to consolidation breakouts, we do not necessarily wait until, or we do not necessarily, it's not a certainty that we're actually going to get a strong setup like this. The market could continue to break out with these small candles and continue lower. And placing your stop loss above the trend line would actually allow you to take advantage of that movement. But again, the problem is that you never know. You never know whether or not it's going to continue as it is now, or whether it's actually going to provide us with a stronger setup to place our stop loss. So this is the dilemma that often faces us as traders. A very strong and attractive breakout taking place from consolidation on any time frame. But how do we take advantage of it given what we know about the types of candles that are actually leading to the breakout? So this is now an issue that I'm facing in terms of this trading opportunity. Right now, my I've already made a decision in terms of what I'm going to do here. So based on that, based on this, and based on the risks inherent in this situation, I've already made a trading decision. So it is key. So in making that trading decision, however, I had to be aware of what to expect with these candles, and also the possibility that these types of setups can appear and provide me with a stronger stop loss area. However, again, these areas may not necessarily appear, and I could actually miss out on this very valuable trading opportunity. So with those issues in mind, I've already made a trading decision. And once you're able to take advantage, once you're able to know the issues that are at hand, you can make a more relaxed and confident decision with regards to these trading opportunities. So the more information you have about candlestick patterns, the more aware you are of what to expect when these trading opportunities arise. And the more the more confident you are about your trading decision, the more likely that you're gonna be able to take advantage of them and avoid trading losses. So another example of what we face when it comes to consolidations on larger time frames as well as smaller time frames, and knowing what to expect based on the types of candles that we see, we can make a good and informed decision with a lot more confidence and a greater level of certainty as to the outcome when we make our trading decision.